we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live. We're on the road today. We're here at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown. Live. We're on the road today. We're here at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth at Eric's Place, and we're glad to be here. It's game day. Tia Duggar fighting Cyclone football at 6:45. We'll get going with the season. A brand new athletic year of broadcasting, quite frankly, and it's going to start tonight with Tia Duggar and wind all the way through till next May till Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about getting started, and Joseph Taylor, London Taylor, and yours truly will bring it to you tonight. 6:45 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff at the stadium at the bank. And so the Cyclones begin the quest of another district championship or conference championship. Ryan Whitten will be here in a little while to talk about it. Next half hour, he'll join us. Going to be joined by Mr. Baseball. Also, Ryan. Also, you got Nick Miller coming, the assistant athletic director from Elizabethton, and Jeff Birchfield's coming. Birchfield will be along, talk NASCAR and the latest spat between NASCAR and Denny Hamlin, and also Carson Hocevar, and they're running this weekend in Richmond, and they're winding things down for the chase, and so all that's going on. We'll talk to him about that. He's also covering Buck football. We'll see what's going on in the land of the Buccaneers. They get ready to start their season as well, so lots going on. We'll take a look at some baseball. We got some college football news and a lot of stuff going on, so we like it. We're back in the groove. You know, June and July kind of get a little the calm before the storm, if you will, in terms of sports. But once August hits, it's on with college football. The NFL plays tonight. The boys are on the field tonight. The Raiders are on the field tonight against the Arizona Cardinals in Vegas. We're very excited about that. So lots going on. Here we go. National anthem time. Get it cranked up. We always do that in the greatest country in the world where we are. Guarantee it. Here are, again, let's bring them one more time, the Kingdom Heirs out of Dollywood on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again, live at Lingerfield Drug Center. Again, the home of Dr. Eric Carter and Marcia and Hunter and the kids. There you go. So let's take a look at his starts tonight. It does start, rather, NFL exhibition football tonight. And it'll be, 6 games on tap? None bigger than Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders. My boys will take on the Arizona Cardinals tonight. NFL preseason football. Detroit will be in Cincinnati. The Steelers hosting the Packers. Patriots at home in Foxborough against the Indianapolis Colts. Chargers in Houston. And the Titans tonight play in San Francisco. Saw what they had to see. Who was practicing? Was the Titans in San Francisco? Got in a big fight yesterday. Was the 49ers and the Titans in a scrimmage and practice, and they got all wound up and they got into a big one? I want to say that was the Titans. I know it was the 49ers. To double check on that. But yeah, so anyway, they play tonight. Titans will be in San Francisco, but the Raiders will be at home against Arizona. Tomorrow you got 3 games on tap. The Dolphins in Washington, Falcons hosting Denver tomorrow night, and the Jets will play host to Tampa Bay. Then on Saturday you got 6, 7 games on Saturday. You got 3, 4, 5 day games. Carolina, the Panthers will be in Buffalo. Cleveland will be in Chicago at Soldier Field to battle the Bears. These are 1 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. Minnesota against the Giants in New York. 4 o'clock games, Jacksonville, the Jags, and Parker Hughes will be in New Orleans to battle the Saints. The Rams in Kansas City. And night games on Saturday, NFL preseason. Philadelphia, Baltimore, and the Cowboys will be in Seattle. And that is your NFL schedule. But again, tonight you got 6 on tap. One more time, the Lions in Cincinnati tonight. The Steelers hosting Green Bay. Colts will be in New England. Houston hosting the Chargers. The Titans will be in San Francisco. And again, can I say it one more time? The Raiders will be at home against the Cardinals tonight. We're going to have a good year this year. I'm excited about the Raiders. Can't be worse, really. Okay, you see on the screen, 8 days, 7 hours, and 33 minutes to kickoff for high school football. Here's who's playing where on week 1, which will be next Friday night. Hampton, the Bulldogs, with Avery County, North Carolina. Providence Academy, had them on the show yesterday. They'll be at Twin Springs in Nicholsville. These are non-conference games. And so you get into, well, actually, these are Tennessee versus out-of-state games. Hampton will be in Avery County, North Carolina, and Providence will be in Twin Springs and Nicholsville to battle the Fighting Titans. Next Thursday, a week from tonight, Knox Powell to Anderson County. Brentwood Academy at Chattanooga Baylor next Thursday. Also, next Thursday night, you have Johnson County at Sullivan East, the Patriot Palace. And so, or Patriot Pasture is what they call the football field. Sullivan East will be hosting Johnson County there next Thursday. Next Friday night, it goes like this. In no particular order, Cherokee hosting Pigeon Forge, Granger at Claiborne, Jefferson County will be at Cobb County, Daniel Boone hosting Volunteer, Unicoi County will be in Jonesboro to battle Crockett, Dobbins Bennett next Friday night hosting the Bobcats of Knox Central, Sevier County and Farragut will play next Saturday, Morristown West next Friday night in Greenville, Unaka plays at Happy Valley, Northview Academy future Cyclone opponent of Knox Carter, Alcoa at Marable next Friday night. Whoo, it's a biggie. South Green at Morristown East. Westridge will be at Tennessee at the Stone Castle, and Cosby at West Green. Of course, our game next Friday night. 6:50 airtime. Eddie Pless, Coach Pless, and yours truly bringing it to you along with the Cyclone Network. Cyclone football next Friday night. Can't wait. We're ready. Been researching, getting ready, and had some time off. Had a good June and July. Now I'm ready to go. Batteries recharged, we're ready to rock and roll, and so we'll do that next Friday. Tonight, 6:45 airtime, Tia Duggar fighting Cyclone football, video and audio, against the Cougars of Sullivan Central, who are 1-0 on the season. They've already played a game. They're 1-0. They beat Robinson Redskins out of Kingsport 30-16 last week. So the Fighting Cyclones, again, Coach will be here in just a few minutes. Coach we're speaking of would be the obvious, Coach Witten, ready to go. Ryan Witten talking game day for the Fighting Cyclones. They're ready, too. They're stoked and jacked up. Went down to Anderson County, last Saturday? 2 Saturdays ago, and beat them 48-6. So, actually it was on a Friday, but beat them 48-6. So, they're ready to go. What does that mean? Anything at all? No. Sounds good for me to tell you about it, but no, it's got to be done starting today at 7 o'clock. We'll go in there at 6:45 with the broadcast. Again, Joseph Taylor, London Taylor. It's the Taylor crew. Joseph, London, and me with you tonight from, again, Citizens Bank Stadium. So come on out and support these youngins. It's going to be a good night for football. I'm keeping an eye to the sky. I think right now it's okay. I think right now we're in good shape weather-wise. All right, we're here at Lingerfeld Drug Center. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this from Dr. Eric Carter in Lingerfeld. LDC, as we call it, Lingerfeld Drug Center, the Tom Daly Sports Show. Center, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. Transferring your medicines from XYZ to Lingerfeld is very easy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, sure is. We've got people been doing it every day. All you got to do is call, give us your name, your birthday, and where your medicine's at, and we take care of everything. So whenever we call, it's helpful if you know what medicines you take.
Mm-hmm.
That way we make sure we get each one of them. But if you don't, that's okay. We'll call and get it figured out. But we'll ask if there's anything can't be transferred or doesn't have refills to transfer. And if there is some of those, we'll call the doctors and get you new prescription sent here. So it's 30-second phone call and we'll have you set up here and ready to go.
It's just that easy.
Mm.
If you have multiple medicines, that's no problem either, is it?
Nope. It's just as easy to say send them all as send this one. So We'd rather have them all.
So if you're not happy where you are right now, you keep going and never got it done, takes forever to get your medicine, here's the man you want to go with. Lingerfield Drug Center, again in downtown Elizabethton. He'll be ready to go. He'll transfer your medicines. One phone call is all it takes. He does all the work. You don't have to worry about a thing. Just give him the info he said. He'll make the phone call, and you do all the work, right?
Yep, sure do.
It's just that easy. Transferring your medicines from right here, from XYZ to Lingerfield Drug Center, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Fowler of Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton, and we'd love to have you come be with us. You and your family be with us on Sunday. I'm standing here in the lobby at our visitors table, our welcome table, and there's packets made up with tells you a little more about the church and get acquainted card, and then also a mug and some things in there for you to take with you to remind you to pray for us. And we've got a place for you and your family. We want you to come. Our goal is for you to know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior. But beyond that, to find your purpose and contentment in life of knowing Him, walking with Him, and serving Him each day. And so we want you and your family to come be with us Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. You can find a little more information about us online at pleasantbeachbaptist.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here at Lingerfield Drug Center. Love coming down here. I'll tell you, Dr. Carter is awesome. He does a wonderful job. And guess where I get my fisherman's friends? I got little JoJo at church asking for him. I got Fowler, Pastor Fowler asking for him. So we get them right here at Fisherman's Friend. There you are. They're, let's see, you get 2 packs. You get 40 lozenges. Yeah, these are sugar-free, by the way. Somebody asked me at church. Yeah, they're sugar-free. But you get 40 lozenges for $5 over the counter, Fisherman's Friend. You can't beat it. It's good stuff. And so that's what's going on there. Then we pulled out of the cooler, got me a blackberry cream soda. We'll try that here for the first time from LDC. That looks like something I'm parched. Keep my jaws moistened. Before we go to the break, let me tell you about this. If you like Mickey Mantle or Hank Aaron or any of these other guys, check this out. All-Star Sports Card Auction going on right now at collinsandcompany.info is where you want to go to bid on these items. It goes through Monday the 17th, which will be coming up on Monday. This coming Monday it expires. So a Mickey Mantle collection, professionally graded slabs. I have no clue what that means. You probably do, but there's names like George Brett, Nolan Ryan, Fernando Tatis, Shohei Ohtani. Pretty good names. Autograph and relics and modern and vintage variety. All that, again, through Monday. Go to collinsandcompany.info and check it out. The All-Star Sports Card Collection. Mr. Baseball's in the house. Greg Sager. He joins us right after this break from Brummett Sports on the Tom Taylor Sports. Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brummett Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brummett Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummettSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, he's here, Mr. Baseball. Is your mother watching?
She's watching.
Hello,
Absolutely.
Mama. Tom, you're so goofy. His mother watches all the time, so... Well, she watches when he's on. I'm not so sure she watches any other time but the 5 or 10 minute segment every week that he's on. She's glued to the screen.
She's watching when I'm on.
Yeah. So the rest of the time, probably not so much, but that's okay. We have one extra viewer every week. So it'll be your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money will bring it up today. So I thought I'm not pandering for the food that this woman can make for me. She knows how much I want it. I'm craving it. I'm desiring it. So I'm not even going to bring it up, whatever it is. I'm not even going to say it. So
Okay.
I'm not even sure I'm going to say it right anyway. So she knows what I want. She knows my needs to fill my belly. So there you go.
Yeah.
So Ev, ball's in your court. All
Probably,
right.
Probably when you least expect it.
Oh, absolutely. That's how. Yeah. That's Ev.
Yep.
When you least expect it, she comes through.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams tonight. Pretty cool game. The Phillies and the Twins. What's this all about?
Yeah, so this was not the first of these. I think it's the third Field of Dreams game that they've had. They're in Dyersburg, Iowa, where the movie Field of Dreams was filmed. It's not the same field. They've built a different field just because it's a major league game. The players still walk through the cornfield though. That's pretty cool that they do that. And so it's the Phillies and the Twins, and they're going to be wearing old school uniforms, and it's just a great atmosphere. So it's at 7:30 tonight on Netflix. So if you have Netflix and you can stream, it's on there. And I have to work tonight, but I will be home in time to watch a good part of it.
8,000 seat ballpark's what they built. 335 down the lines, 380 to the alleys, and 400 to straightaway center. It's a quarter mile west of the diamond from the movie Field of Dreams. This is what I think's cool. Hall of Famers tonight. More than 25 Hall of Famers will be there. Phillies scheduled appear Mike Schmidt, Steve Carlton, Scott Rowland. Twins will be represented by Joe Mauer, Rod Carew, Bert Blyleven, and Paul Molitor. Jim Thome and Jim Catt, who played for both clubs, are expected to take part in pregame festivities. Largest gathering of living Hall of Famers since 2008 All-Star Game. That's pretty cool. So there's going to be the who's who tonight. So the Phillies will wear gray road uniforms inspired by the same uniforms they wore in 1939-1941. Well, the Twins' home uniforms are inspired by their original jerseys from the 60s.
Yeah.
The Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
It's Aaron Nola against Taj
Bradley.
Taj Bradley.
Yeah.
Is that T-A-J? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Taj Bradley. That's what I'm calling him. So
Yeah.
if he doesn't like it, he can call me. And we'll
Taj, something like that.
Taj Bradley.
Yeah. Something
Whatever.
like that.
By the way, never had this, but the blackberry cream soda from here at Lingerfield Drug Center is smoking good. Wow. All right, look at this. I got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
All right.
Let's start with the Padres.
Yeah.
Just swept the Brewers.
Yeah.
We're talking to Mr. Baseball. Just swept the Brewers. All of a sudden, we'll go through the standings here in a few minutes. All of a sudden, they're there.
They are.
They're knocking on the Dodgers' door.
They are.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one thing to sweep any team in baseball, but to sweep the Brewers,
Yep.
that's huge.
Yep.
That's huge because the Brewers are a really good team.
So in the National League wild card race, the Padres, we'll go through this in a minute too, they've leapfrogged over 6 teams. So they're suddenly there for that too. So the Padres, they went out and got Casey Mize in the free agent trade deadline. Who else they got?
I can't remember who else they got.
Mize was the biggie.
Mize was the biggie. He did not perform very well in his first start for them, but this was his second one, and it was much better. Yeah, much better. And it was at home, so that made a difference, I'm sure, as well.
Hello, Gary Taylor and Steve Shipley. How you guys doing? We're starting our coverage of sports today. Our first of, I don't know, I think we did 65 or 70 games no, we did more than that. But we did baseball. So we start tonight, T.A. Duggar football, and go all the way through May. End things up with Cyclone baseball. So here we go.
Yeah.
So
Fun busy time.
It's over. The downtime is done. We're at it starting tonight. And then tomorrow.
So you won't be watching the Field of Dreams game?
No, I'll probably be doing T.A. Duggar football.
Yeah, there you go.
And then tomorrow night is a scrimmage we're going to watch. And then next week it's volleyball on Tuesday. Hello, Doc. T.A. Duggar on Thursday, and our season opening football game with the Cyclones next Friday. So here we go.
Wow, it's hard to believe.
It is. So hello, Julie Step. What a sweet lady. She and her husband, they're good peeps. Appreciate them. All right, so Tampa Bay. So anyway, we're talking about the Padres. Let's jump to Tampa Bay. They are 9-0 on the perfect road trip. First unbeaten trip of 3 more series in franchise history. So all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, the Rays are, hello, Jimmy Enzer. He's a good one. That's the governor of Elizabethton right there. Tampa Bay, 9-0 on the road trip. First unbeaten trip of the 3 more series in franchise history. They're playing good baseball.
Oh, they are. Absolutely. They are on point right now. And I mean, I think they're in the American League. They may be the team to beat. I mean, they're a really good team. They got great power. They've got the pitching, and they're going to be there. Best record in the American League.
Best record in the American League. Tampa
By
Bay.
far.
By far. That's right. We'll go through that in a minute. All right, so look at the Pirates. Their season's slipping away. Lost for the sixth time in 7 games. 14 out of the last 19 they've lost. Paul Skeens got knocked around a little bit. Did not have very good Paul Skeens outings, so they're concerned about him. Held the Marlins to 2 runs in 5 innings and struck out 4, which is not a Paul Skeen performance. So what's going on with the Pirates? What's going on with Skeens?
So Skeens, the last part of, I'd say the middle section of this season, he's not looked really that great. He's not looked as good as what we thought he would. I think maybe what is happening is the league's figured him out a little bit, and he's going to have to make some adjustments. And I don't think he's been able to do that quite yet. So that's what he's going to have to do. That's what happens. I mean, you get up there and you're just lights out when you first come up, and then the league figures you out a little bit because it is the major leagues, and they will do that to anybody. But then it's your responsibility to make those adjustments that you need to do to keep being dominant. And I think this year they've kind of figured him out, and he's not been the dominant starter we thought he would be.
T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone football tonight at 6:45 airtime. So you look at Skeens. Now, he blamed, I read an article last weekend. He says, what was the first thing they played this year, the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah.
He was in that.
Yeah.
He said there may be a little bit of arm fatigue because I may have overdone it in the World Baseball Classic. I started up faster than normal because it was before spring training. So he said, maybe I'm having a little arm fatigue right now. Could that be legit?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
It's that time of season. I mean, I'd say everybody's starting to experience a little bit of that. They're getting a lot of innings on their arms right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, he had a lot of innings in the World Baseball Classic too.
Yeah,
or some.
yeah, he wasn't. He didn't pitch that much in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not sure that's.
I think maybe what he's saying is he pitched at a level that he's not used to pitching that early in the year. So that's probably what he's talking about.
So the Pirates went out and did a lot of. I mean, they bought a lot of players.
They did
in the trade deadline to bolster their team, and now they're in last place, not going anywhere fast. Again, we'll go through the standings in a minute. Hello, Brian Kraft. How you doing, sir? We're live here at the Lingerfield Drug Center talking to Mr. Baseball. So the guy who did step up, Tyler Mahle last night for the Braves. Wow. He has 16 strikeouts over the 12 innings he's been in the 2 Atlanta starts. This guy had 7 strikeouts over 6 innings last night.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit here and question it, and so far he's made a liar out of us because he's done very well. We called him the back-end starter, but he stepped up, and Perez the night before, now Mahle last night, so the Braves are getting good pitching.
So what did I say when they got him? I said Braves fans are going to love this guy.
You did.
I did because he is if you were to design a pitcher physically, he would be the guy you would design. I mean, he's got strong legs. He's a workhorse. I like the guy. I think Braves fans are going to love him.
The Braves have won 18 out of 28 now own a 9.5 game lead over the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
So. By the way, Lane Thomas hit a home run last night. Kid out of Knoxville.
Yeah.
Cranked one out, which is pretty cool. It's going to be a thrill.
Love that.
So the Braves, again, playing very, very good baseball. And so the other story, we'll get into the standings here in a second. We got Mr. Baseball. We got to get him on down the road to work. The deeper the baseball season gets, the longer the negotiations on a new collective bargaining agreement fail to go very far at all.
Yeah.
More likely a lockout and a compromise season. That's what it's looking like. Manfred ain't budging. The players aren't budging. It all goes back to the salary cap.
Yeah.
And the players don't want one, and the owners said we got to have one.
Yeah.
So
I agree with the owners.
Yeah, got to have one.
Yeah, got to have one. The players say it's not going to happen. Well.
So who settles this? Does it end up going to Trump, to Congress? Do they get involved? I mean,
they have threatened to get involved in these things in the past, and actually they have a little bit in the past. I would not be surprised at all if Trump doesn't get involved in it in some way before it's over. But I will be shocked if baseball season starts on time next year.
Yeah,
I will be shocked if that happens because neither side seems to be budging. It's obvious what needs to be done. The players aren't willing to go that route, and they're the only major sport that doesn't have it. And
you got to have it.
You got to have it.
Yeah,
you got to have it. They cannot keep these salaries the way they are and keep raising prices like they're having to do to pay them. They just can't do it. They just can't keep it. Or nobody will be able to go to the games.
I was going to say, at some point, the American people will go, we're staying at home and buying the MLB network, and we're not going to the ballpark because we can't afford it. So, By the way, speaking of Trump, which has nothing to do with the show, but Caroline Levitt announced yesterday she's stepping away as whatever she is. The lady goes out and deals with all these crazy journalists,
The press secretary.
asks the dumbest questions in the world, and she nails them most of the time. Anyway, she just had a baby. She said, I'm going to go home and be a mama. She said, it's too much,
Yeah.
and I get that.
Yeah, good for her.
And Trump said, I totally understand it. So anyway, Caroline Levitt, the young lady who's, I think she's spot on.
Yeah.
And so she's stepping away. He's not announced a success yet. I mentioned that because I mentioned Trump. All right, here we go. President Trump, I should say. So standings, we started in the American League in the East. Tampa Bay has won 9 out of 10. They lead the Yankees by 6. Red Sox are 10 back.
Hmm.
And so they're still knocking on the door of the Red Sox. They've cooled off a bit. They've lost 4 or 5 in a row.
They've lost 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Yeah. So I heard a question this morning, and somebody said, "Can the Red Sox lose 15 in a row?" It's not likely. You know, they won 15 in a row. So somebody said, "Could they lose 15 in a row?" I don't think they will. Don't think it's likely that they'll do that. But yeah, they're struggling right now. They're as good as they were earlier. They're almost that bad now. I mean, you know, we talked about how great they were playing. It's like the switch is flipped.
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden they're not.
Yeah. And so we'll go through the weekend series coming up. We've got some big weekend series in baseball.
Yeah.
In the Central, the White Sox lead Minnesota by 3.5, and Detroit by 3.5, and Cleveland by 4. So they're all right there. Detroit's the hottest. They've won 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Cleveland's the coldest. They've lost 7 out of 10. Minnesota's lost 6 out of 10. So the White Sox, they're 5-0. They're still hanging on, aren't they?
They are. They are. I'd say if you got a winning record in that division, you're gonna win the division.
Wow.
It's crazy to say that, but right now the White Sox are the only team in that division with
Mhm.
the winning record, which Minnesota's close and Detroit's close as well. And both of them could do it in a weekend. But you know, I watched the White Sox game last night. They traded for Luis Castillo. My goodness, he was on.
He was
last
on?
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave up 2 hits. No, he gave up. Yeah, I think he gave up 2 hits, both of them to Sal Stewart, and shut the Reds down.
Former Red, by the way.
Former Red.
Shuts the
who-
door on the Reds.
Yes, who shut them down.
Who's becoming a bad baseball team. I mean, they're struggling,
They are struggling.
to say the least. It pains him to say that, but it's true.
They are
So,
struggling.
hello, JoJo. Little JoJo. She says, where do you get Fisherman's Friends? She'll come up to me and say, where do you get Fisherman's Friend at church? I said, there it is.
Right here.
There they are. You get 40 of them for $5, sugar-free, by the way. I don't think I've ever told they are sugar-free, but you get 2 packages for $5 right here at Lingerfield Drug Center. All right, Houston, Texas, and Seattle. It's a 3-horse race in the West.
Yeah.
Astros lead it by a game and a half of the Rangers. Seattle lost 7 out of 10. They're 5.5 back, but they're still in the hunt. And so, what do you think about that division?
So Seattle is really struggling right now. I mean, really struggling. They are they're going to fall out of contention pretty soon if they don't turn it around. And you know, I think that's probably what's going to happen. I really don't see Seattle even being a factor going forward in that division. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they make it a good race, and we're talking about them in the last week of the season. But the way it's looking right now, that's probably not what's going to happen because they are now 9 games under 500. That's not good. You don't with
no.
40 games left to play or so. So every team's got around 40, I think, right now. You don't want to be 9 games under 500.
No, you got to turn it.
Yeah.
Start turning things around.
And Houston's been decent lately. You know, they've shown me something they hadn't shown before. So
Coach Whitten's here. We'll talk to you. Duggar Cyclone football coming up here in a minute. It's game day. Just win, baby. So here we go. National League, Atlanta leads Philadelphia by 9.5. Miami by 11.
mhm.
Braves have won 7 out of 10. Phillies are a flat 5-5 of their last 10. Miami's won 6 out of 10. So Marlins got anything for the Phillies?
They're going to push them. Yeah, I mean, I think they do. I think they're going to push them for that. I mean, I think both of them, if I'm not mistaken, are in wild card spots now, or maybe no. San Diego has gotten in there and thrown Miami out, and so now Philadelphia and Arizona are tied
Mm-hmm.
for the last wild card. So I think it's what's going to come down to. One of those 2 teams may get that last wild card, maybe not. Just depends. So they're going to be in there with Arizona. They're fighting for it.
So the 2 pennant races that all of a sudden are surprising to me. Milwaukee has gotten cooled off. Cubs are red hot. They've won 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
They've cut it down to a 3-game difference. and so they're knocking. They're there. They're knocking on the door of the
They
Brewers.
are. They are. They're going to push them. And to be honest, I didn't see it happening. I really thought that Milwaukee would probably kind of run away with it this time of the season. And if you look at their schedules, I think Milwaukee may pull away a little bit in September, but you never know. I mean, you can't go by the schedule because teams that should beat teams don't always.
Yeah. Then in the West, you got the Dodgers leading the Padres only by 8.5. I say only. At one point, it was a double-digit lead.
Yeah.
Padres have won 7 out of 10. They're hot. Arizona's right there on their doorstep too. They're only a game behind the Padres, but
Right.
as we said earlier, at the outset of our visit, San Diego's a red-hot baseball team.
They are, and it looks like at least one of the wild cards will go to that division, and it's probably and it may be two of them. Maybe Arizona's going to sneak in there and get that other one as well. So that's a good division, and it's good. I hope that it gets a little closer before the season ends, because right now in the National League, really the Central's the only one that's real super competitive.
You look at the wild card in the American League right now. It's the Yankees, Boston, and Evan Carter and the Texas Rangers. Of course, Evan's brother is Eric, who runs Lingerfield Drug Center, by the way. And so we'll have him on here in a little while. And so we appreciate you doing the Cyclones, watching from northern Michigan. Go Eastep boys.
Wow.
How about that? Thank you
Wow.
very much. There you go. That's why I do this. So mamas and grandmamas and whomever can watch it. In this case, the pitchers in Michigan will be watching at 6:45 tonight.
Awesome.
6 teams in the hunt: Minnesota, Detroit, Cleveland, Toronto, Baltimore. I even put Seattle in there. They're 4 back. So you really have 6 teams juking for those wild card spots. But right now, it's Yankees, Boston, and Texas.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Texas is in that third spot with a losing record, one game under 500.
Yeah.
So what have I been saying? If you got a winning record, you got a legitimate shot in the American League.
In the National League, the wild card of the Cubs, the Padres, and Arizona and the Phillies are tied. Then you have 5 other teams in the hunt: Miami, the Cardinals, Washington, Cincinnati, and the Pirates. So
Yeah, and the other 3 teams, the Mets, San Francisco, and Colorado, they're pretty much done. I
No,
think.
they're done, yeah.
but so they're not going to be competitive. But yeah, one of these teams could get hot and move up there and try to do something. The interesting thing is, coming up next week in Cincinnati, St. Louis and Cincinnati play 5 games in 4 days.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Here's your schedule for today: Cleveland and Detroit, Pittsburgh and Miami, Seattle and the Yankees, Cincinnati and the White Sox. Those are all day games, along with the Red Sox in Toronto, Cubs in Washington. Under the lights tonight, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Texas and the Angels, and a really big series starting at Dodger Stadium. You got the Dodgers and Milwaukee for 4. And I've got here's your pitching rotation. You got Sasaki tonight against Johan
Yeah.
for Milwaukee tonight. Tomorrow night, Yamamoto against Robert Gasser. On Saturday, Robleski against Mizorowski.
Ooh.
On Saturday at Dodger
That's a
Stadium.
good one to watch.
Robleski against Mizorowski on Saturday.
I'll bet you that one's a nationally televised game. If it's not, they'll move it to B.
Should be. The Dodgers and
Yeah.
the Brewers? Absolutely. And then
Yeah.
Sunday will be Scooble against Logan Henderson. So that's your pitching matchup.
Wow.
That's a great series.
Wow.
Other series going into the weekend: Cincinnati will have Miami. The Braves will have Arizona, which is a biggie.
Yeah.
Arizona's chasing the Dodgers and the Padres. White Sox will go to Detroit. That's a biggie in the AL Central. The Padres will be in Cleveland. Cleveland trying to turn the ship around. Padres are pressing the gas pedal against the Dodgers. Seattle will be in Houston. That's a pretty big one.
That is. Yeah. If Seattle can sweep that thing, who knows?
Yep. And then you've got, let's see, the Rangers. Evan Carter and the Rangers will be taking on the Athletics in California. All over the weekend will be, as we told you, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, and Colorado at San Francisco. So there you
Yeah.
go. We got it all in, so you can get to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything you want to leave us with?
So, like I said, about 40 games left for everybody. Here's the interesting thing that I think is really kind of cool. If the World Series goes 7 games this year, Game 7, Halloween night. Would that not be fun?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Game 7 will be on Halloween night if the World Series goes 7 games.
Wow. So right now, if you had to pick 2, I know you got to go. If you had to pick 2 right now, who you got?
So I really, really, really like Milwaukee.
Okay. Got the Brewers.
So I really like them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in a short series. I say that and watch them get swept in the playoffs, but I really think they're gonna crank it up and be good. They're just a good, solid team, and they don't make mistakes. That's the key to them. They just don't make mistakes that other teams make. Um, American League.
See if you're not thinking the same way.
So you know, if you want to know who I think is probably the best team right now, I'm gonna say Tampa Bay.
That's who I got. I got the
Yeah,
Rays.
I'm gonna say Tampa Bay.
Rays and the Brewers in the World
And
Series.
I would think that's two teams that would be in it. Um, that would be an awesome World Series. That would be an awesome World Series. Now the network people, the TV people would hate it.
Oh yeah, small markets
Yeah, but I think that would be an awesome World Series to watch.
or smaller markets. Tampa Bay's pretty good size area.
Yeah.
But so is Milwaukee, but nothing compared to New York or L.A. or Chicago or whatever. So
Yeah.
you
And
got
neither of them have won it before, so that would be great.
the Brewers and the Rays. You think at this point right
At
now?
this point, that's who I would pick.
There you go. Mr. Baseball, got to go. I know you got to get to
Yes,
work.
sir, I do.
Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
We'll take a break. Ryan Whitten, head coach of the Tia-Duggar Fighting Cyclones coach, joins us next. We're here live at Lingerfield Drug Center on the Tom Taylor Sports. Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. A lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
Here you go, folks.
So,
It's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
it's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Summertime's here. Catering. How can you help us with an event?
Well, we're doing weddings, rehearsal dinners, reunions, graduation parties, and even if you feel like it's getting down to the wire, give us a call
Mm-hmm.
because we can usually accommodate you.
Absolutely. So, do you bring it and set it up? Do we come get it? How does that work?
All of the above. So you can either have us come out and do a full catering where we have like a crew of people come and serve your guests and clean up afterwards. We also have our mini catering where it's just one person that comes out and like makes sandwiches, and then you do the rest buffet, the sides and everything buffet style. We can also do a drop off and set up, and that's where we deliver it to your location and set everything up. And then we can also do, pick up in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we can, and whatever you need to meet your budget, we
Yeah,
can work with.
Sure, the budget. Now, on the menu itself, do we pick? Do you have certain items we pick for catering? Or is it anything on the menu?
It's pretty much anything on the menu is available for the catering. I may, if you want some advice, I'm happy to give it.
So, phone number is
423-798-7899.
423-798-7899 to get your catering needs taken care of right here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Here's your catering coordinator. She is the lady who can make it go for you. Tara Salamino from Phil's Dream Pit, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It's game day. Just win, baby.
Just win.
There you go.
Just win. Let's go.
That's
Let's
it.
do it.
Are you
Let's
ready?
do it. We're ready. Can't wait. Yeah.
Yep. Fired up.
We're super fired up about the opportunity to get on the field and show everybody what we've been working for, So, super excited about our team. Really, it's a veteran group. Cole Reese is a eighth grader who started at center the last year. Of course, Ryder played corner last year on the varsity. We've had multiple guys. Got some Brady Cannon played some varsity. So. Cooper Fair plays some varsity, so we got a bunch of guys back after that awesome 8th grade class who are now 9th graders. But we're getting ready to take the field tonight. We're at Sullivan Central. Saw them; they played last week, so they're 1-0. They beat Robinson. They jumped up on them 30 points, 30-0, and then Robinson kind of worked their way back to the game, but they won 30-16. And then their the JV game was called 6-6 at half due to storm. So good opponent coming off right out the gate. They've got a game under their belt, so it'll take us a minute to get our realms about us. But being at home always helps. And because of the orange and black, that's where we train, that's where we practice, we do everything down there. So that'll help us get off to a fast start.
Tell me about the pool party. You guys had a pool party. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool, wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was. Yeah, it's the first thing we were coming home from scrimmage, Anderson County. I just thought hey, I know some of the high school guys go up to Coach Witten's house sometimes, and they've had events up there too. We were going to rent out the Franklin, and Sean's wife Katie was like, just have it here, and I'm like, all of them? She's like, yeah. So that was good. No, but she's got a big backyard right there. Parents did a great job of parking. Or dropping the kids off and picked them back up. We had a great time. Jax, our 8th grade guard and D tackle, he was sitting on the bank at Coach Witten's house. I was walking out and he said, "Hey, Coach." I was like, "Yeah," and he said, "That's the best idea you've ever had." I'm like, "Well, thanks, Jax. I think I've had some good ideas," but he called me out on that. So, but I had a great time. At the pool party, big swim pool, you can't click up. You go to pool, you go bowling or putt or things like that. Movies, they're gonna click up, and that's not what you want, because a lineman never really sees a corner, a defensive back never really sees, the quarterback, so it's opportunity to kind of get guys out of their realm and get them loosened up a little bit. Myself, Coach Fox, Coach Pittman, Coach Pate was there, so it's really cool to see them kind of let loose for a little while.
Yeah, a little team bonding.
Team
in the
bonding.
pool.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's what it's about, the relationships. That's why we do what we do, is to build that relationship so that they can use sports as a vehicle to become a better person. They never know, this relationship they have. You never know who's going to be the next, whatever we need, in life, and so insurance agent, broadcaster, professional sports athlete. So, those things are going to be called upon. What if you have a flat tire on G Street? You want your buddies with you, somebody stop and help you. So, at the end of the day, that's what you want.
Absolutely. So the format, JV goes first tonight, right?
Yes, sir. So we switched it kind of like we used to do this. JV played first in varsity. Greenville's the green team's done it for a little bit. So we thought we'd switch it up just to, a little bit better attendance, get the older guys under the lights, let them feel, as the weather changes, because our season's so fast, it starts tonight and then it's over in 7 more weeks. And so get those guys playing under the lights, get them used to weather and things like that, the little downtime that they'll have when they play varsity, because every school now is dependent on freshmen. Used to you worked them in as the freshman team, JV team, but that ain't how it works these days now. Everybody's got to be ready to go once you step on campus. It's not just like that in high school. It's like that in NFL and college ball. So switched it up a little bit. So we try to start about 5:55, 5:15 for the JV, and then the varsity game will start right immediately after.
So as a coaching staff, you guys huddle up every day. So what's the most pleasing, this is a season opener, what's the most pleasing part of our football team for Tia Duggar to this point?
I just think we're really deep in the lineman positions now. Like linebackers, tight ends, we're pretty deep there with experience. We got a great 6th grade class that's come in. They play for Coach Turner, Coach Street coming through, and so they're ready, they're prepared. They kind of know the standard, but it's still different when they get up there. The practices are after school instead of late evenings. You don't really go home. Locker room duties, things like that just people forget about. But I just think that our depth has been really pleasing. We can plug and play people. I'm really doing like a lot of the subbing. And then the coaches, we got an awesome staff, and the coaches are just coaching the guys on the field. But it's because I've been able to build a relationship with them through the winter, because we started a weight room program since the Ryder Center was built. We were going 2 days a week, and then Coach Witten said, just bring them 4 days a week. I said, okay, sounds good. And, that's the one thing we don't ever have to worry about is attendance, because we got plenty to choose from.
You mentioned locker room duties. Folks out there may not know these kids have chores, don't they?
Yeah, so we go through the roster. So we'll start we started 2 weeks ago after school. We go in number order. So Peyton Wallen, Ryder, number 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll have locker room duty first. So what their chores are, after everyone leaves, they stay 1 day a week or 1 day every 2 weeks, and they pick up everything off the floor. Parents probably know the lunch boxes, the cleats, the shoes, the backpacks, they're not cheap anymore, so we don't want to throw anything away that's not theirs. Now, if it stays more than 2 or 3 days, I've tossed it. I'm not a hoarder, so I get that it gets gone. Yeah, you can go down to the Elizabeth City dump to get it, but so each day we rotate those guys in and make sure the floor's clean. We don't want nobody out because of staff, MRSA, things like that. We want to keep it as clean as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that teaches the kids responsibility.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it's coming, right?
Right. Yeah. Jersey's got to be flipped on the right side. So we have laundry belts. We do the laundry for them. All the Elizabeth, the football gear. We do all that laundry. If they want to, they can throw a Cyclone shirt on there, and we'll do the laundry as well, shorts, things like that. So and then when you go to practice, you don't have somebody in a Carolina blue shirt or a yellow shirt. Everybody kind of, for the most part, looks the part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which just, again, builds team camaraderie, doesn't
Correct.
it?
Yeah, it's what we want. We want, when you show up to Cyclone football, we want you to see orange and black. Maybe a little white spread in there, maybe a little gray spread in there. But when you show up, we want to bleed orange and black. It's what we want.
Hello to the Fishers in Michigan. They're going to watch tonight, which I think is really cool. They want to watch their grandson, Mr. Eastep. Kenneth Googe, little JoJo's watching. Terry Moore watching. We had him on the show yesterday. Coach Moore, he's
Providence
awesome.
Academy. Yeah.
Jonathan Morton, Vicky Hennard, hope I'm saying it right. Jerry Miller, I want to get these folks saying hello to him. Julie Eastep. And one more. I want to say Brian Kraft. And Junior Campbell and Gary Taylor. So there you go. Scouting report on Sullivan Central.
Sullivan Central's got the fastest kid in the state. As a 7th grader, the running back, he won the state track meet in 3A for in the 100 meter and the 400 meter. So he's super fast. He beat everybody. He beat us. He beat Liberty Bell. He beat Nashville, Knoxville, Memphis. So kid's legit, and so he's a good runner. He's patient. They're more of a power set. So, there'll be a lot of guys in the box, and our what we're trying to do is we want to make him chase us on defense, so he plays both sides of the ball like most middle school football players do. And so when he's on D, we're going to make him chase us, and so maybe that'll get him a little tired. So he can't run the ball as fast. But, he's going to break a couple. We got some good secondary guys that we've been working on, just like tackling, get a shoelace, push him out of bounds, whatever we got to do, and just play the next play, move forward. Just play each snap, know my assignment, get lined up. And in middle school, that's half the battle is getting lined up, getting in the right spot, and then knowing my assignment, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to take away. Every defense has a hole. We just want to create that, shrink that hole to minimal. So, and then same thing on offense, everything we're trying to go one direction or what we're trying to do. So everybody's got an assignment, and just try to execute as best we can. We're looking to get probably 100 plays in, both offense, defense, special teams. And Coach Witten says all the time, you just got to win that one play. You just don't know which one it is going to be.
We start for 3 straight home games tonight, of course, and next Thursday got Indian Trail coming. And then we've got whoever's coming out.
Severe. Yeah.
So out of Kingsport coming to town. So we got 3 straight. Then you go on the road for 4. You come back with the green team.
Yeah. We come back for. So it would be a great schedule. 3 home right out the gate. There's a lot of JV games at home, high school games, a great high school schedule this year. So let's pack that stadium up, and orange and black, come watch the future of our program and good kids. That's the one thing I'm most proud about. We got some good dudes. We got some ballers too now. We got when the lights come on tonight, 3rd down and 6, there's going to be some dudes out there playing. Yeah, and that's what I like about it. But they put a lot of work. They pave the way. Playing for me is not easy. And so I don't treat it like it's middle school. So I appreciate those guys' respect and being coachable everything that they do. Like I said, we don't have a problem with attendance. It's just executing that stuff. And we could turn and hand it to running back 37 times like Central's going to do, but that's not what we do. We spread the ball around, and we want to throw it, run it, inside, outside, kick. Kicking game. We do the same on JV. I call the plays on the JV. Coach Fox, Coach Pittman do a great job with the JV defense. So that first game at 5 o'clock, 5:30, it's just as important as Dallas Cowboys playing the Washington Commanders to me. Like that's what we do, and so that's what excites me, and get those guys out there. I know what they can do, and I think they know what they can do. And now it's time for them to go show everybody in our town what they can do.
So the JV is 5 or 5:30?
We're going to try to start about. The original state is kind of like 5, but there's no way they can get there, buses and all that. So I'd say it'd be about 5:20, 5:15 around there by the time we get kicked off.
Now, is there a rule that you got to have a downtime between the games?
No, so you have two. It's one program, two separate teams. So we'll get kicked right as soon as they shake hands and get a quick prayer. We'll probably get kicked off for the others. The good thing is the Ryder Center, and there's plenty of space. The other field, so both teams can get warmed up and should be ready to go as soon as the game's over. Yeah.
So we're gonna go. I got us starting 6:45 and then kick off right around 7.
Yeah.
Joseph Taylor, and I got London out of retirement to run the camera.
Okay.
So I got her rolling tonight,
Yeah.
my senior granddaughter. So it's going to be good. And so come on out tonight. Cheerleaders will be there. It's a great atmosphere. Citizens Bank Stadium, Tia Duggar. What's the number you told me back in the spring? 95 and 16, 95 and 19.
95 and 19. 95 and 19.
Over how many years?
This will be my fifth. This will be my 15th year at Tia Duggar in a row. I coached there 2 years. I coached 97, 98. I was 19 and 20 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. Them poor kids that I coached. Those guys are rough, That's when my granddad got. He told me I was going to coach. I didn't have a choice.
Called you up to get up there.
Yeah. I was sitting in there. That's the great. I was sitting there in the where the girls' locker room is, right there outside the boys' tackle football locker room. I was sitting on the cabinet in between the two-a-days, and they called in there, and the old phones. They're like, Coach Ryder, you got a phone call. He went in, got it, came back around, had a cordless. He's like, where does he need to be? And they said, on the Tia Duggar football field. And they said, he'll be there in a minute. He'll be there in 5 minutes or something like that. And he said, hey, you're going to Tia Duggar. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm down here watching. He's like, yeah, you are. You're going to go be the coach up at Tia Duggar. So I coached there 2 years and then left. And then, went to the high school, coached freshman for 3 years. Then I coached Coach Jenkins. When my granddad retired, I moved up to the varsity. Coached the varsity, then I went to volunteer, John Battle, and then came back. Coach Whitten hollered at me and said, come on back. Come on back and let's get this thing done. So we've been 15. This will be my 15th season here. So it's been really cool.
So the record over the 15 years is 95 and 19?
Yeah. It's not because of me. I promise you that. It's because of the team that we have, the kids that we've had and that play for us. I promise you it's about our program and what Coach Whitten allows us to do. Use the facilities down there. There a long time we played up at Tia Duggar, but once the Citizens Bank Stadium, we do everything at the high school. It's just a great feel. But what Mr. Van Hus, Dr. Minton, Mr. Diaz, all the former ADs, Jason Carter, Johnny Burleson, Travis Smithill, those guys I coached with, they've really helped me now. Coach Pittman, this is I think his 8th year, so it's pretty cool. You don't really see that a middle school staff with the longevity and when you see the middle school staff, you usually see young coaches like myself at one time was, but you don't. So it's really awesome for our kids and our program to have such a veteran staff. We've added Dave Campbell, who was the D coordinator for all the state championship runs at the high school. Obviously, Dalton Mitchell's back. Added Wes Irwin, who 2-time state champion, 4-time played at Maryville College. So he's back. Coaching Jerry Jenkins got him out of retirement. He's back with us. And we added Tom Pate to our staff. So really, and then obviously Matt Fox has been with us 13 of those 15 years. So awesome staff, great community, so awesome kids though. That's what it's all about.
How many championships?
In 15 years, 14 years? Four outright. Four outright.
How many co's?
I'm not sure. We don't really count the co's.
Co's don't count. Co-champions?
Yeah, coaches.
4 championships.
Yeah, that kiss your sister, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And last year we ran the table.
Yep, last year we ran the table. We've had 4 undefeated seasons, so it's really those are the 4 championship seasons. So, and then I think we've only lost I think 4, 7, 10 of those losses came in the first 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to write all this down. I won't remember.
Yeah.
10 of the losses in the first 3 years. So we've lost.
Let's
And
take that back. I'm sorry. 4, 2, 4. I can't add 9. 4 plus 2 plus 3. What's that?
9.
9. 9 of those losses came in the first 3 years.
So you've lost 10 games in 12 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
9 losses first 3 years. And after that, we've lost
Yeah.
10 games.
Oh, well,
in 12
yeah,
years.
11. Or yeah, 10. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
10 games in 12 years.
Me and you together might be able to do some math.
Scary.
Yeah, I
is
know,
what it
right?
is. So,
Yeah, a lot of the first 4 years we played 10 games. So, and then the conference switched it to 8 games, but we had a 10-game schedule, which was nice.
I'm trying to see anybody else want to say hello to. Let's see. Why don't you tell the story before you get out of here about you came home after the
Story
first day
time.
of practice and you said, man, I'm doing good. And
Yeah.
your grandfather said something about the trash.
Yeah, well, that continues to that story. So he sends me up there. I didn't go to T.A. Duggar. I lived in Washington, D.C. at the time, so I never went. But Sean and Jason did. So all through my high school, I picked them up. I don't think I've ever stepped foot in T.A. Duggar. I always just picked Sean and Jason up. So, I mean, I always went to Dave Ryder Field and spent all my life there, but I never went in there. So he's like, hey, you're going up there. So I go up there, and Coach Brian Colbert and Coach John Oakley were the coaches. And so I pulled around to the back, and I get out, and I'm like, hey, I'm Ryan Whitten. I'm my granddad sent me up here to coach, and he said they pointed down there, and they're like, hey, your team's down there. That's when you had 2 different teams. 6th graders didn't play. And 7th graders had to play. The 7th grade team and an 8th grade team. Well, I look down there, and there stands Vince Red and Ryan Curtis and Matt Myers and Walter Brown, and
Ooh.
yeah, and I'm like,
Whoa.
I can coach them. I was like, that's my team, and he had his team. I'm like, yeah,
we do
I
this.
I can do this. Yeah, so I go down there, and Mickey Hunsinger, who was who played for us, played with me. He was the line coach, and Scott McIntosh, who was a line coach as well for my granddad, played center for us. He was down there, so I went down there, and I knew them. They're awesome. So put in a couple formations, put in a couple plays. Felt like a champ, went home, walked in the door like Hulk Hogan, busted down the doors down there. He's sitting in his recliner watching film. He's like, how'd it go? I'm like, well, this is easy. I'm Vince Lombardi, bud. I put in a bunch of formations and plays. And he's like, well, you didn't do a very good job. And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, you left the cups we drink out of the water cooler. We drink out of
Paper cups?
Yeah, paper cups. They're styrofoam. He said, you left 5 styrofoam cups on the field. If you ain't going to clean it up, who is? And I was like, well, my job's the coach. I didn't know I was a janitor. And he's like, no, leave it better than you found it. And I was just like, I went like sad face to my room, like he busted my bubble.
Like a whip pup.
Yeah, like a whip pup. Yeah, like who is he? How does he know about it? You know what I mean? Then you start thinking like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He cleaned the locker room. Oh yeah, he did this. Oh yeah, him and his staff did that. They always made sure he did laundry and all that, and then you start thinking like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, maybe he does know a few things. So when you're on the sideline tonight, when you see us all picking up tape and trash, and that's just because he embedded it in us. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
That must be in West Virginia. His granddad's from West Virginia. Of course,
Yeah.
that's where I'm from. But that
Yeah.
was, my dad always said, when you go into a restaurant or wherever, leave it
Yeah.
like you found it or better than you found it. Clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
And we do.
Yeah.
It's embedded.
Yeah,
You're right.
we played our first game was at Science Hill, and the Ted Duggar hadn't beat them in a while with Liberty Bell, and we went over there and we jumped up on them pretty good. I think we won 36-6, and but we had a great team and awesome team, and so my granddad about towards the end, one of the kids got hurt, and he was standing there on the sideline, and so the kid's hurt, and he's laying there, oh, my leg. So I'm just standing there. I hadn't had a kid hurt, I didn't know. And he goes, hey, you got to go check on him. And I'm like, what? He's like, you got to go check on him. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go out there, and the whole time I'm running out there, I'm like, please don't let nothing be wrong with it. So I get out there, and he's like, the kid's like, my knee, and I'm like, I think you're all right. Let's go. So I get him up and get him to the sideline. The first game I learned a lot, so it was good. It was good. And then, ever since then, he was always, anything we ever need, drew everything up. So a lot of people don't know, but he was, everything you see, a lot of our coaches, he had a huge impact on Jerry and now Brian and Coach Harrison and, obviously Sean, Jason, all those guys, all those Coach Pless, all those guys, huge impact. And you see it today. Like when you see us pulling our guards and tackles, that's what he did, And so he always said have few plays, many formations. So give them a different look. That's what Coach Witten's doing with his team. Different looks, but you running the same play multiple times.
Hey, you got one more story. You got to hear this story. This is great.
Story time. I'm gonna remember your viewers are your viewers are gonna
They love this.
Their viewers are gonna not let me back.
So tell the story about the time Jason went to Sullivan North and spiked the ball.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Put
too.
on a little show,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Big Daddy put the clamps on him.
Yeah, so we played scrimmage Sullivan North. Jason was the number 1 recruit his senior year. He'd sat behind Sean, forever. And one day I'll tell the middle school story about Sean and Jason. But Jason had sat, Sean had all the, that was a great team they had too. In 99 or 98, that was an awesome team. We had Maryville on the ropes, 16-13. We lost. They kicked the field goal late, but Maryville was the best team in the state. We had them on the ropes, and anyway, we lost. And the next year, Jason was getting all the hype, so we're going to Sullivan North, and everybody's there. It's Dabo's there. Dabo's there because he was coaching in Alabama. Coach Brooks from Tennessee. There was Michigan was there. Virginia Tech was there. It was crazy. So we roll up in there, and they had a really good lineman too, who went to ETSU. But they're in the air raid. North is, and so they run I don't know. Jason scoops up a fumble, and he's swolled up. 6'6". He's got pads that look like the Road Warriors. He's 6'6", and he gets the fumble. Quarterback sacks, and he gets his fumble, and he gets up and he spikes the ball at the quarterback's feet in the scrimmage, like the third play of the game. And here comes my granddad. He's
hot.
Yeah, he's on the sideline chewing his lip, and he is on the hop. And we're all like, oh, no. And he goes out there. And you ever seen the Lou Holtz when he climbs those those college players? He climbs Jason's face mask. He's got him by the face mask. He's eating him up. Hey, everybody just scattered. When, kids get injured and everybody takes a knee? That's what everybody wanted to do. They was too afraid. Everybody just froze. Like, do not move. If you don't move, he won't see you. Yeah, don't breathe. Yeah, he won't come over here. He rode Jason. He got in Jason. Hey, the next, I think he pulled him out. And when Jason went back in, the North guys are waving, tapping their helmet, like, get me out of here. He was on a rampage the next 12, 14 plays. Jason, he was crushing him. But, yeah, he spiked it. He said he come unglued on him.
He jerked him out of practice.
He jerked him out of the scrimmage, yeah. He said, I don't care who's here.
Had all these coaches coming to scout him. He said, I don't care who's here. You don't spike the ball.
Yeah, he was out for about 15, 20 plays. He's sitting over there anxious, but on a knee, So all those coaches were there, yeah. It was crazy. He's like, you can't do that to me. I'm 5-star recruit. And he said, watch me, big dog. Sit on there and watch, big dog.
Sit down over there.
Sit
Think
over
about
there.
it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
Big Daddy was awesome.
Yeah, he was. He's the best. Yeah, absolutely the best.
Talking about Dave Ryder.
Yeah.
We call him Big Daddy.
Yeah.
All right. 5:30 and 7.
Yeah.
We'll
get
go on
it.
at 7.
Yeah.
We're on it.
Awesome.
What do the Raiders say?
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks for.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir. He's awesome. Coach Witten, appreciate him. We'll be right back after this. We got more. Let's see what we got. Got some folks who are making comments. We appreciate that. Lisa Bradley down in Crockett says, Coach, is a good point. Be ready. Even when you step out the door, be ready. Be ready to play. Be ready to be a good player. Be a good person. Have your heart in the right place. She's right. Down in Jonesboro, she's right. Sarah Bishop, Brian Kraft, Terry Moore, Jimmy Stout down in Atlanta watching, Bob Lifford. I want to say Bob's in Texas. I think that's. So Brian Kraft loved the stories, and never forget when Sean faked a punt from about the 10-yard line and look on Dave Ryder's face.
Oh yeah, that was good too. Sean had the green light. Yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, it's like 21-21.
He faked the punt
from the on 3.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And the look on Coach Ryder's face.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You could tell stories all day long.
Oh man, I could about that. Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, I better get out of here.
I'll see you. See you tonight.
Appreciate you.
Go Cyclones. We'll take a break. He is a hoot. We'll take a break. That's everything he said, of course, are true stories. And so we'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Lingerfield Drug Center and Big John's Closeouts. We're talking to our buddy Dr. Eric Carter from Lingerfeld Drug Center, one of our proud sponsors of the show, and Cyclone Sports. A lot of pharmacies out there, a lot of drugstores out there. Why, in your humble opinion, should we come and trade at Lingerfeld Drug Center?
Yes, I think our customers are our family. We treat people how I'd want my family to be treated. And that's, we can come in after hours for you if you need, or deliver to you. I think we just go the extra mile. A lot of times at a big chain or something, if you need a refill and it's out of refills, it's too bad. But we'll call the doctor, send them messages, and keep bothering them until they get them sent in to us. So we want to do everything we can to make sure our customers have their medicine and are happy.
Customer service, folks. Again, Lingerfeld Drug Center down here beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Center, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Transferring your medicines from XYZ to Lingerfeld is very easy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, sure is. We've got people been doing it every day. All you got to do is call, give us your name, your birthday, and where your medicine's at, and we take care of everything. So whenever we call, it's helpful if you know what medicines you take. That way we make sure we get each one of them. But if you don't, that's okay. We'll call and get it figured out. But we'll ask if there's anything can't be transferred or doesn't have refills to transfer. And if there is some of those, we'll call the doctors and get you new prescriptions sent here. So it's 30-second phone call, and we'll have you set up here and ready to go.
It's just that easy. If you have multiple medicines, that's no problem either, is it?
Nope, it's just as easy to say send them all as send this one. So we'd rather have them all.
So if you're not happy where you are right now, you keep going and never got it done, takes forever to get your medicine, here's the man you want to go with. Lingerfeld Drug Center, again in downtown Elizabethton. He'll be ready to go. He'll transfer your medicines. One phone call is all it takes. He does all the work. You don't have to worry about a thing. Just give him the info he said. He'll make the phone call, and you do all the work, right?
Yep, sure do.
It's just that easy. Transferring your medicines from right here, from XYZ to Lingerfeld Drug Center, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Northeast Community Credit Union, we know the importance of taking care of your family and building our community. Are you remodeling your home, trading cars for your next road trip, or maybe you're considering an in-ground pool or a boat for the lake? Our loans are easy, fast, and convenient with the lowest payments around. Act now before rates go up. Apply online at bmycu.org, call us, or come see us in Elizabethton, Johnson City, or Rome Mountain. We have the loan you need.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we've been graced. Nick, tell them who's here.
Angie Peters.
Angie Peters is in the house. Frank's girl for I don't know how many years, a long time. She's in the house. Stop by. That's cool. So Nick stopped by, assistant athletic director at Elizabethton High School. Hello, Jonathan Morton. I was looking at Patsy Lyons, Jerry Miller. How you doing? Doing good?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Trying to prepare for next week. Next week, everything ramps up full speed ahead till May. So.
Yeah. We start today. Tia Duggar, and we'll ramp up and go full throttle to May. So it's football, then basketball, and wrestling, and swimming, and volleyball, and girls and boys cross country and girls soccer and boys and girls golf going on right now. And you go morph into winter sports, basketball and wrestling and swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get into spring, you get into softball, baseball, track and field, boys soccer, tennis and track and field.
Yeah.
Wow. How many sports you guys have now?
I think it's like 23.
Yep.
23.
Counting dance and cheerleaders.
Dance and cheer, yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's wall to wall. So it's cool. It's that time of year. So we start tonight 6:45 airtime, 7:00 kickoff. Again, Coach Whitten was just here. The Cyclones. It's an interesting stat. Of course, you played back in the day. You were a Tia Duggar Fighting Cyclone. So
That's
you,
right.
You know this. They are over the last 15 years. Tia Duggar's 95-19. They have out of those 19 losses, had 9 of those in the first 3 years. They've lost 10 games in 12 years. It's incredible.
That's insane.
10 games in 12 years.
It just goes to show the programs that we have and how we build them up from grass cutter to all the way to the high school level.
They start Saturday. They open their up Junior Cyclones at Citizen Bank Stadium. They rotate different places every week, and this week they're in Betsy. They start the season for the little peeps. And so then the Tia Duggar boys are tonight. And the big boys next Friday night.
That's right.
Season tickets. When's the cutoff?
It's actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So if you have tickets and you haven't came and picked them up, get by there today or tomorrow, and we'll take care of you. So.
What happens if you don't get by? Then what happens?
Well, then your tickets go
Are
to the
gone?
next person.
You're gone? Yeah. Well, you've given them since July what?
Started right after dead period, so July 7th, I believe.
Yeah, so you've had over 40 days to come by pick up your tickets. So if you don't get them, you lose them.
And if you're not able to, just give us a call and we can hold on to them for the next week. But
Yeah.
But
reach out, make contact, let them know because there's people want them, right?
yeah, for sure.
Oh yes. So
Always.
6 home games this year, starting next Friday night. So put us through a week behind the scenes. People say, "Well, we just flip the lights on Friday night and play a game." No, there's a whole lot behind the scenes. What all goes on to get ready?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Fridays it's a whole operation. But first off, we've got multiple events next week. We've got golf, we've got volleyball, girls soccer. All of that's going on, and then Friday it's about 11:00 you start setting up the stadium, 11 a.m. And then you just can continue to get everything ready. You got tickets you got to get ready for. You got to get the checks for the officials. You got to get your gate workers in order. You've got to do all that stuff, and then halftime hits, and you've got to go inside and take all the gate money up, and then you've got to clean up afterwards. And it's just it's a long process.
It is. It's for everybody, not just Elizabethton, but folks don't always understand behind the scenes. It's an all-day process. Starts early and ends late. Getting ready for the game. There'll be an overflow crowd, be a huge crowd coming. That always does when the Cyclones play Science Hill at home. So that's next Friday night. You see the countdown, 8 days, 6 hours, and 26 minutes to Cyclone football. But you also, as you said, we got volleyball Tuesday night. Home opener, season opener. Science Hill's coming for the volleyball on Tuesday night at John Treadway for the Lady Cyclones. I think I'm excited about our volleyball team. They got a lot of talent.
Oh yeah.
Coach Barrientos and Coach Van Us and Coach Robinson put together, and the other young lady's name is Coach
Ricky Hastings.
Yep, Coach Hastings. Went blank. Nick pulled me out of the fire. Thanks. So, but anyway, so you've got more than just a football game.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, you catch your breath and go, "Uh-oh, Tennessee I's coming week after next. So get ready for that one."
Yeah.
So it's on, and so you've got season tickets. You got to pick them up by tomorrow. There goes Angie Peters, my little buddy. So, Frank's girl. See you. She's a jewel. Piece of work, that one is. So, anyway, that's what's going on. What else going on in the fall sports right now?
Golf just finished up a tournament at the Bluegrass Country Club in Hendersonville. I got to go on that trip, and it was a lot of fun. Got to play a little practice round.
Did you really?
Over the weekend, yeah.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't know you were a golfer.
I'm not very good, but
No. But
I'll go out there and play a little bit.
You hack at it, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So they went over there and played. Volleyball starts next week. What's going on right now with our girls soccer?
Girls soccer, they have a scrimmage tonight at Westridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week they start regular season play. Next Thursday they are at Morristown West.
all this on the website. We'll talk about here in a second. Cross country, have they started up yet?
They had the Twilight 2-miler last Friday, and it was a messy one because it
Rain.
poured down the rain.
Poured down the rain,
But
yeah.
they have a lot of fun with that one. So I think the weather kind of makes it more fun than just being dry.
So volleyball starts this week. Soccer's got a scrimmage tonight. Is that right, at Westridge?
Yes.
You've got cross country up and running. You've got, as we said, boys and girls golf's up and running, and of course, football gets cranked next week. So we have, and then the following Monday is a JV game.
Yeah.
So the following week, JV will be at home against Science Hill on that Monday, and then you have Tennessee High in there on Friday, and in between that you got volleyball, and you've got soccer, and you've got Tia Duggar again on that Thursday playing football against Indian Trail Thursday a week. So it's here, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Starting next week, there's something going on every day.
Mhm. So you and Joe Diaz, two-headed monster, do a great job getting everything ready to go. So on a Friday night, you'll have the three-time state champ back-to-back Betsy Band. You have the cheerleaders. You have the dance team. Of course, football. Am I leaving off anybody?
Mm-mm.
Dance, cheer, and footballers and band.
That's right.
There's a lot of youngins on a Friday night involved in something in our school.
Mm-hmm. And it takes everybody working together to make Friday nights as magical as possible. For
Absolutely.
everybody.
It's not just a game. It's an event at Elizabeth. I guarantee it. I can tell you that firsthand. I can't wait. So, Coach Plus now going to air the broadcast next Friday night at 6:50 with kickoff at 7:30. So tonight at 6:45 airtime, kickoff at 7. The Tia Duggar Fighting Cyclones. Already got some folks in Michigan that are going to be watching.
Awesome.
Because they got grandkids, the East Steps. They're going to be watching from northern Michigan. And we got them in Georgia, got them all over the place. Got them in Elizabethton. So that's what flips my trigger, knowing I can put that out there for parents and grandparents or whomever that can't get here to see it. Could be somebody sick here in the hospital locally, can't get out to watch the games. They get a chance to watch our video and audio tonight. We have the one and only London Taylor running the camera tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So trust me, that's my granddaughter. That came with a price. So she ain't doing it for free, I can tell you that. So that's all right. We'll give her a little money for doing that. All right. Tell me about, before you take off, tell me about the website.
So as fall sports ramp up, we've got things happening almost every day. And you can find out any schedules, rosters, anything you need to know about Cyclone Athletics. You can go to cyclonepride.com online, or we have the Elizabethton Cyclones mobile app. So just go to the App Store, the Google Play Store, and type in Elizabethton Cyclones. And then there's a picture of Tuffy that'll show up. You'll download that, follow all the teams that you want to, and you'll be good to go.
Yep.
You'll know everything you need to know.
Constantly updating it. So, and the website is?
CyclonePride.com.
CyclonePride.com. You do it, don't you?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Yes, he's the man. He's the man behind the machine. CyclonePride.com. Last question. Big memories for you. First night tonight's Tia Duggar. You played there. What's a memory or a game you always remember when you were a Fighting Cyclone at Tia Duggar?
I think my favorite, this is not just from one game, but, 8th grade year, we had Corey Russell on our team. Corey Russell, unbelievable athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And if we won the coin toss, me and one of my buddies who was on the O-line, we knew that we could just go set our helmet down because Corey was going to take the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. And he did every game except for one.
Really?
Yes.
I found a newspaper article. I got to get it to Carter. Excuse me. I found a newspaper article. It's a picture of him and Corey Russell and what kind of contribution they made. We talk about Bryson Rollins, and we should. But I'm telling you, the foundation when I was around, when it first got going, was Carter Everett. Of course, you snapped the ball to him. Carter Everett and Corey Russell, and there's a newspaper article. I'll bring it and let you see it. And it's, I don't know how old it is, I guess. How long you guys been out?
We graduated in 19, so it's been, 7 years?
7 years. So I found a newspaper box full of newspapers, and one of those is an article on Carter Everett and Corey Russell and how good they were and the kind of numbers they put up. And you snapped the ball for him.
I did.
Yeah, he was a center. He was a bad dude. Still is a bad dude. Slick Nick's what we call him. Thank you for coming by,
Yes,
sir.
sir. It's always a pleasure.
Yep. And we'll see you, if not before, I guess we'll see you Tuesday night for volleyball.
That's right.
Yep. All right, quick break. Mr. Birchfield's in the house. Talk a little NASCAR. They're going to be in Richmond. Got some controversy. Denny Hamlin and the NASCAR's kind of at odds. And we've got Carson Hocevar. We're down to the final couple of races to set for the chase. And Mr. Birchfield talked that and Buck football next on the Tom Daly Sports. Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. A lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled, and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
Here you go, folks.
So,
it's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
It's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. Back in the Tom Daly Sports Show. Hello, Lynn Huff. How you doing, lady? Marilyn Taylor. Lynn's a buddy. She's a good girl. So, hello, Miss Lynn. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to get, he can sit down before I can get situated, as they say, but he's here, and we're glad he's here. Our buddy Jeff Birchfield. Joe Gibbs Racing, hosting Fan Fest. How you doing, sir? Doing
I'm
good?
doing well.
Yes. So, he is ready to talk a little NASCAR with us before we get out of here and get ready for the Cyclone football game as soon as I find the points. Oh, good grief.
Been a big year for Joe Gibbs Racing. Actually, I'm going down there next week. I've got to deal with the Bristol Motor Speedway bunch, and we're supposed to talk to Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe and I think Christopher Bell and some other people there, so it should be pretty neat.
There's what I was looking for. I knew I had it. So we're going to Richmond this weekend for the, Cookout 400.
Mm-hmm.
Active race winners, it's pretty much Denny Hamlin's track. He's won there 5 times. Dillon's won there twice. Kyle Larson twice. Brad Keselowski twice. Joey Logano twice. Chris Buescher's won there once. And Alex Bowman, as far as active drivers, has won there once. And so Richard Petty leads the series out there, or up there at Richmond, with 7 consecutive victories, which is pretty impressive, to say the least. But Denny Hamlin, it's his track. He's the man, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's his home track, too. You know, he grew up right next to that racetrack. So, always a special one for Denny, for sure.
So the Bristol dates have been announced for next year. April 9th, 10th, 11th is the weekend of the Food City 500 in the spring. The Bass Pro Shops night race back in August. You like it being back in August?
I love it being back in August. It's not competing with college football, not even competing with high school football, the Food City 300, because I think next year it's actually a week before high school football starts. So that's really good for all of us that, cover both sports for sure.
So it'll be a standalone weekend for Bristol then.
Yeah, sure will. And I think, I think it'll actually help the attendance. I mean, people say, well, it's not part of the playoffs, but I don't know how much being a part of the playoffs has really helped Bristol. I always thought that it was better, when it was in August and all.
Yeah, I remember when they first did it, you said it didn't make a difference. I'd still leave it in August. When they moved to September, we had that conversation here on the show. You said, I think I'd leave it in August. And so they've heard you. And they went back to the August, what did we say the date was, August 14th?
Yeah, 12th through the 14th.
12th through the 14th.
Yeah, I don't think, though, they base their decisions on what I say.
Oh, yes, they do.
But I think, it's more of the fans and all, for sure.
No, you don't understand. We listen to everything you say because you know what you're talking about. And I appreciate that very, very much. So the points, I'm trying to find the list. It's here. Now, once I get off there, it'll jump out.
Of course, you got those Toyota drivers still at the top of the list there with Denny Hamlin. I know Tyler Reddick, though, had another terrible race at Iowa, so he didn't do well at all. And of course, Ryan Blaney's been up there, and then Ty Gibbs moving on up with another win there. Iowa's second win of the season, where he held off Christopher Bell. So it's good.
Somewhere it's in this stash of stuff, but I can't find it. Get my hand on it. So the points, you're down to Richmond, New Hampshire, and Daytona to start the chase.
Yeah, and who would ever dream in the points the top ranked Chevy driver would be a guy named Carson Hosevar? It's not a guy from Hendrick, but all those Spires sort of they got that alliance with Hendrick now, but still, you would never guess that he'd be ahead of Kyle Larson and William Byron and Chase Elliott and all those guys for sure.
Do you like Carson Hosevar? You like to interview him? Is he a pretty good guy to be around?
Yeah. I think, and he's one of the fan favorites. I mean, he's a guy who races aggressively. He tells it like it is. He's talking a little back about he watched a race from the early 2000s, and he was talking about how much better the racing was then. The cars weren't just sunk to the ground like they are now and all, and bouncing around. So, I like that. I mean, the fact that he's honest and says, hey, we've got problems in the sport and we need to fix them.
Is he legit? Can he drive a car?
Yeah, he's a very good driver for sure. Won earlier this year at Talladega, which I know Talladega a lot of luck, but still, I think Hosevar's done, like I said, really well in that Spire equipment.
Tia Duggar football, 6:45 tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff, unless, of course, it's raining outside now, although it's stopped. No, it's still drizzling a little bit, but as long as there's no lightning, the game will go on. It'll be at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll go on there at 6:45. So you've got Denny Hamlin in, Ty Gibbs is in, Ryan Blaney's in, and Chase Briscoe's in, guaranteed a spot.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe, I think Christopher Bell will probably, he's really coming on strong. He was my pick to win the championship. And I think the guy I picked, to have the big bounce back year and sort of dark horse pick, Tyler Reddick. He's not done well lately, but, he got off to such a great start, winning 4 of the first 5 races of the season.
So the old guard, my guys, Keselowski and Logano, they got a shot to win the championship?
I think Logano definitely does. Keselowski would be a little harder there. That RFK racing equipment's not quite up to snuff, you still have your 3 main teams that I think the champion's most likely to come from, and that, of course, be Joe Gibbs Racing or Hendrick Motorsports or Team Penske. But, Chris Buescher's the guy in that team that's really done well, and also he's really – I'd love to see Chris Buescher in a way again in a Penske ride, see what he could actually do. I think he's got a ton of talent.
That's my next question. Normally about this time, certainly in August, even into September, you start hearing about the silly season they call it, about all the drivers jumping around. So any idea who's going to be making any moves, if any?
Well, we've talked before, I guess Corey Heim, who's won a couple of races, he's going to be full-time next year with that 2311 car. So, Raleigh Herbst still to see where he's going to go. Same with Josh Berry. The Wood Brothers car is going to be gone. Jesse Love's going to move up. Interviewed Chandler Smith last week in Chattanooga, a trip with the Bristol Motor Speedway bunch. And, he's probably going to be announced here very soon that he's going to be at Richard Childress racing next year in the, I was about to say Xfinity O'Reilly series, and also, those are some of your major moves for next year.
When you lose a seat, is it tough to get it back?
It is very tough, and some of those guys, Josh Berry's won one race there in the Cup Series, but he's really not done all that well overall, so it's probably going to be hard for him to get back to another Cup ride. He may be back in the O'Reilly Series or even the Truck Series.
We're here live at Lingerfield Drug Center talking to Jeff Birchfield. Do you know Bill Birchfield?
I do. Yeah, he's back home. He's in the nursing home, so now he's back home.
Papa's home. Papa Bear's home. He said, I want to get back home. I said, we want you back home. As Dorothy said on The Wizard of Oz, ain't no place like home.
That's it.
And Mama's cooking. So there you go. So Bill's back, and he's out of the hospital nursing home, back home, getting better. That's good. He's tougher than a pine knot. So NASCAR, I think I've asked this 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. So here we are, 3 races from the finish to start the chase. Good season, okay season, A, B, C, or D? What do you think?
Probably about a B. I think, I know some fans have not liked the way Toyota's been so dominant, and they really have been. I mean, Ford, of course, has come on really strong lately. Chevrolet's been up and down. They've had their moments. Obviously, Shane Van Gisbergen's great on the road courses. Chase Elliott's won a couple races. I'll mention Carson Hosevar and Daniel Suarez have each won races for them. But, really it's still, just like this past weekend, you had 2 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas battling for the win there with Ty Gibbs and Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell's had a lot of tough luck.
He has had a lot of tough luck, but I think he'll definitely get it turned around, once the playoffs start here.
So, switching gears, tell me the story. You had a great story yesterday in the paper about Elon Musk and IHRA, and that was your former part-time employer, so it's a big mess. So, kind of tell us what that's all about.
Well, I said I probably used the wrong headline on that. I probably have got more clicks on it if I'd put "Did the richest man in the world cost me my part-time job?" So here's the deal.
I like that.
Here's the deal: is Daryl Cuddle, who bought IHRA at the end of 2024. And I mean, it's been a constant rotation of leadership and all that, but he's got a company, Durana Hybrid, that's based out of the Cincinnati area. And they do work for basically every major corporation in the world, as far as Walmart. I mean, these are the big brands you've heard of: Walmart, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Kellogg's, Kraft, these type of companies. And anyway, he was doing a lot of work down in the Memphis area, one in South Haven, Mississippi, and another one there in Memphis for Elon Musk's SpaceX AI company. It's actually through a couple of subcontractors, I guess, Elon's got. And anyway, so he's saying that Elon owes him $600 million for all the work he's done, which, obviously a fortune.
$600 million.
$600 million.
Okay.
And Elon is countersued and saying that Daryl's been diverting funds and putting some of it in the racing, business, like trying to get Memphis Motorsports Park back going again and all that. So it's just a complete mess between these billionaires fighting. But unfortunately for the rest of us, I didn't put this in the story, but I mean, he owes me money. He owes all the racers money. It's, a lot of stuff. And I guess my take on it is, and this might, if Daryl ever does see this, probably tick him off, but really, you should not go buying all this stuff until you have the money in hand,
That's it.
So, I mean, I guess he can blame Elon on that. And I don't know the inner workings of that relationship. I've just known, from the outside. So, who knows on that?
You just know he owes you money. And you probably ain't going to see it.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to see it.
No.
And I hate it, not just for me, for the racers. It even affects a lot of our local racers, because a lot of them race down there at Cherokee Race Park in Rogersville, which is an IHRA sanctioned track. Others race at Wilkesboro Dragway over across the mountain there, North Wilkesboro. And others, race up at Elk Creek in Virginia. A lot of our local racers go up there. So now those guys have no team finals to go to. If they win a track championship, there's no world finals at the moment, so really a bad situation all the way around.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
For a lot of guys.
And I'm not even talking the national guys who are owned just incredible amounts of money, because the Top Fuel and Funny Car guys at this Triple Crown race were supposed to be paid $150,000 each. And then some of the other classes like $100,000, and then there were 5 classes that were supposed to get a race for $1 million bonus here in a couple months, and all that's gone.
They haven't seen a penny.
Haven't seen a penny. The stock car racers, which we've got some of our local stock car racers, went down to Anderson, South Carolina, and raced. They haven't seen a penny. I talked to one a couple of days ago, said he still owed like $5,500. And all.
So I'm sure there's lawyers involved. Guarantee it. So.
I'm sure, but the only problem on that, somebody that much money's probably got better lawyers than, like you said, probably won't see a dime of it.
Be tough. It's very, very unfortunate. So anyway, he had an article in the Johnson City Press History about this very thing, and he's directly involved, and so he's no longer working for him, obviously. So he has had to go find another part-time, and he has, and so, but he's a warrior and a trooper, my buddy Birchfield. He just keeps on trucking. Football tab comes out next Thursday, is that right?
Yeah, sure does. We put a lot of work into that. Speaking of work, I know I had 5 schools. I had Cherokee, Daniel Boone, David Crockett, Unicoi County, and Westridge. So, and then some of the other guys, I think JD's had Elizabeth in here. So, of course, should be a good season. I think some of our schools going to be pretty tough. I look for Dobbins Bennett to be a tough team with Levi Chapel back. Of course, Elizabethton's always good. You can count on that year after year. I still think my alma mater, Happy Valley's not going to be bad. They lost some players, but I think they'll be good. But the team I really think's got a shot of making a long run in the state this year is Hampton, So, and they're playing in single A. So, very good team and playing in single A. I think they've got a shot of going a long ways.
Making a run.
Yeah, I think in football and basketball, they're definitely going to be contenders.
There you go. So they're now single A school based on enrollment.
Yep.
So the Bulldogs, and of course everybody cranks up next Friday night, gets with it. So Buck football, what's going on with ETSU football?
Well, ETSU had their first scrimmage last Saturday, and then this Saturday, Will Healy's said he really wants it down to 2 quarterbacks, and then maybe at the end of this weekend, they may be naming a starter, for the ETSU going into the season, because, that there were some things in the scrimmage, and not to blame where they're trying 3 quarterbacks, but they were a little off kilter on the offense. The defense dominated that first scrimmage, but I expect tomorrow or Saturday when they roll them out there, probably either Mason Mims, the transfer from Louisville, or Jaden Davis, transfer from Michigan, will be, I think those two will probably be the top 2 ahead of Jake McNamara, who's with the Bucks. Although Jake's got, obviously a good foundation with the offense where he played here last year.
We'll see. Buck football, so they're getting ready to crank it up. Of course, Tennessee getting ready to crank it. Everybody's getting ready to crank it up. It's a busy time, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is. I mean, ETSU, August 29th, that season opener against Campbell. So I think the Bucks got a shot of getting off to a really good start this year.
They're big money games at North Carolina, right? Playing the Tar Heels.
At North Carolina, yeah. But then a big announcement this week, one of the televised games is going to be ETSU hosting Western Carolina. It's a huge rivalry game, obviously, for both schools, and being good that those guys are going to be highlighted on TV.
The Catamounts.
Yeah.
Which is a Bobcat.
It is.
Yep. From Cullowhee, North Carolina, unless they've changed it, they had their football stadium over there. It was Whitmire Stadium. It was all on one side. All the stands, and so that was a beautiful setting over there in Cullowhee. But this is a home game for ETSU, correct?
It is this year a home game, but you're right. I've been over there Cullowhee and covered games before, and I love that area. Just beautiful,
That one, and of course my fave is App State, Kid Brewer Stadium, about 35,000. I think they're up to 40,000 now strong. They pack them in there, and so in the fall, a little nip of fall there, and the leaves are turning in Boone, North Carolina. It's a heck of a place to watch a football game.
That's funny you said that. I've told people before, Neyland Stadium, some of these major stadiums, in the country, but my very favorite stadium in the whole world is Kid Brewer. I love that. It's just such a great setting over there, Boone. I mean, it's like you said, an enthusiast, and they get playing that Alabama song Mountain Music, and everybody gets fired up. It's a just fantastic atmosphere there.
And Yosef, the mascot, fires that whatever it is. It's not a gun. It's wouldn't be a bazooka. What is it? Shotgun. Fires a shotgun. Yosef, which is the mascot of Appalachian State. So, that's good. So the Bucks got Western Carolina coming in on a televised game. So everything is clicking right along. And so you right now are doing what? What are you writing?
Writing a little bit. I got a Bucks football story tomorrow. I don't have a story on this, but you'll be interested. I saw Bucks basketball is actually going to be playing Marshall, this year, so that should be good. And I'm actually writing about another type of race, and I've got a story online right now. Will be in tomorrow's paper about the bicycle races here this weekend in Carter County. You got the Roan Grown, and then they do the time trials over in Unicoi County off Temple Hill exit, and then come back here downtown Elizabethton on Sunday for the criterium to finish up the Carter County Omnium.
So they'll take a bicycle from here in Elizabeth and ride to the top of Roan Mountain.
Yeah, and the pro riders actually do a couple loops there, Simmerly Creek and all that. They go in Carter and Unicoi County. They end up going 80 miles. A heck of a ride, 80 miles, and then the last 7.4 miles, you're going uphill up Roan Mountain to get there to the Carver's Gap.
It's hard enough to go up in a car. I mean, you really got to pump the gas, press the pedal to get up there in the car at that incline. They ride a bike up there.
Yeah, and I sort of hate that they're doing it here in August, even though they're supposed to have a little better crowd, a better field of riders. But, the thing is, I'd always go, when I'd cover that in June, everybody else would be coming back down Elizabeth, and you'd have to get right in the middle of bicycles and traffic, and I'd go across the mountain the other way and end up in Beuladine and then back to Unicoi County that way. So
it's awesome. So that's coming up this weekend.
Coming up Saturday and Sunday. The Roan Grown on Saturday, and then Sunday come here, spectators downtown Elizabeth, and watch them race the women's pro races. They've got earlier classes, but the women's pro races at 2:00, and then the men race at 3.
There you go. Thanks for coming by, sir, as always. He's a good one. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up right after this. We're live here at Lingerfield Drug Center on the Tom Taylor Sports. Why Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton?
When everything goes corporate and everybody, you walk in and you're customer number 1,799, here you're Tom, and we know who Tom is. We know who you are. And we do it the old-fashioned way, so we're big enough now that we can take care of everybody, and we can, get the good deals. We get the volume discounts and all that kind of stuff, and we're one of the last family-owned furniture stores in East Tennessee, but we're small enough that we know who you are and we can take care of you.
Absolutely. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, at cannonshomestore.com on the internet, and just look up Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings on Facebook.
Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And the magic phone number to call?
423-543-6937.
Be loyal, buy local. Biden Elizabeth from Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Aaron Kaiser, from Physical Therapy Services. So one of the things you guys treat is fibromyalgia. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So a lot of times the best thing that you can do for people that have fibromyalgia is get them moving in a comfortable way that they feel safe and that they feel comfortable and like they have control of the situation. So we have the anti-gravity treadmill, the Alter-G, where we can offload them, get them moving. We have the new step, which they like because they're not full weight bearing. They can adjust that. And overall, just patient education, teaching them how to move in that pain-free or that more comfortable way for them.
Yeah, good stuff. They offer a lot of services of physical therapy services. How do we find you on social media?
Facebook, we have an ortho clinic that has a Facebook page, and then a pediatric clinic that has a Facebook page.
They've been with us since day one. Proud sponsors. I love promoting these folks. Again, Dr. Danny, Dr. Justin Smith, Dr. Sylvester, Dr. Aaron, and all the other great folks. Sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports Physical Therapy Services. Insurance. How can you help us with auto insurance?
Well, one of the things Horace Mann was started for, Tom, back in 1945 was to provide auto insurance for educators. They came up with the idea that if we could put a group of school teachers together in one company, their cars would sit in a parking lot for 10, 12 hours a day. Friday and Saturday nights they're home grading papers. They're all college educated. They have a tendency to be better drivers because they set an example for their students. And knowing all those things, we'd probably have less claims. And so we're able to offer better insurance rates because of that.
And so, if you're a teacher, an educator, you want to come here and get a quote because of that, your quotes and your rates are typically better than other folks, right?
That's right. And we also do a couple other things for educators. If they were to get into an accident while they're on school business, we don't have a deductible on that, Tom. They won't have to pay a deductible. If somebody vandalizes their car while it's on school property, they don't pay a deductible for that. If they get into an accident on school property, we waive the deductible. If they get into an accident with another Horace Mann agent or a Horace Mann client, they're going to not have to pay a deductible also.
It's good stuff. So if you need more information, go to social media or give him a call. How can we get a hold of you and find out more?
Yeah, you can just call me here at the office at 543-0059 or go to horacemann.com on the internet, and you'll be able to find our office here.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks right here at Rick Walters, Horace Mann Insurance. And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Before we get out of here, again, another crazy story out of the WNBA. A task force of team presidents and general managers met yesterday and discussed the possibility of transgender athletes playing in the WNBA. Now, the new collective bargaining agreement they set up back in March states that only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. There is no further definition of a woman. Now, you got to be kidding me. There's no further definition of a woman. Friday, 2 former NBA players, Enes Freedom and Royce White, declared themselves eligible for the WNBA draft because they identify themselves as women. I'm not making this up. So, no known transgender woman has ever played in the WNBA. So, you've got the presidents met and they put out a memo and a message. So, we'll approach these important conversations thoughtfully and in alignment with the values of our league. No immediate eligibility matters affecting the WNBA, and we strongly denounce the bad faith efforts to use these topics to demean or marginalize others. So there's a chance that we'll let 2 guys that say they're women that played in the NBA to declare themselves eligible for the draft. But the collective bargaining agreement signed in March says only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. There is no further definition of a woman. Okay, we'll set that right over there. That's not even. No. Major League schedule for today. Here we go. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games today. Afternoon games. 1 getting ready to crank up. 2 getting ready to crank up. Cleveland and Detroit. That's a pretty good ball game in the American League Central. The Pirates in Miami. Also Seattle and the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Max Fried will be on the mound today for New York. Logan Gilbert goes for Seattle. It's a pretty good matchup. Also, the Reds will be in Chicago. Andrew Abbott for the Red Legs against the White Sox. Max Scherzer and the Red Sox. Max Scherzer in Toronto against the Red Sox in Toronto. The Cubs at Washington. Then tonight under the lights, Philadelphia, Minnesota. Evan Carter, the Texas Rangers in L.A. to battle the Angels, and then with Jacob deGrom on the mound. And then the big one, the starting tonight, a 4-game set, Milwaukee and the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Drohan will go for Milwaukee, and Sasaki will go for the Dodgers. By the way, Landon Knack from Johnson City's been activated and been brought back up from AAA. He's back up to the big club now, which is great news. Landon Knack out of Johnson City Science Hill, back up to, he's been called back up from AAA to be on the Dodgers starting rotation, which is awesome. I think that's great. And so, very, very good. So, let's see. Anything else? Got everything taken care of? We do. So, we will come back at 6:45 tonight with Tia Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football, the varsity only, taking on the Sullivan Central Cougars out of Bluntville. Let's give you the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. And we will go here with the verse, and it goes like this. Get down to where it's at. So, we don't have to figure out life and its problems on our own. We need to remember God will give us all the wisdom we need. James 1, 5, and 6 says, if any of you lack wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. Verse 6, but when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. It's true. We finish it by saying we need to pray and give our problems to the Lord Jesus. Our problem becomes his pathway for him to help us work our way through it and resolve it. Thank you, Lord, for caring so much about us. Our problems become his pathway for him to help us work our way through it and resolve it. That's a good one. Good way to end it. Appreciate our guest today. Of course, Dr. Carter here with us from Lingerfield Drug Center. Our guests, of course, today were Mr. Baseball Greg Salyer, Ryan Witten, Tia Duggar Cyclone football coach, Nick Miller, the assistant athletic director of Elizabethton, and wrapping things up with Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Back tomorrow, we're going to be where? Where's tomorrow? We're going to be at the Elizabethton Golf Course with the United Way golf tournament tomorrow. We'll be there for that. And that'll wrap up the work week and kick off the weekend. United Way, it's a nonprofit golf tournament being hosted by Carter County Bank and our buddy El Presidente, Andrew McKeon. So we'll be there tomorrow, broadcasting live from the golf course tomorrow. As we do, we've done that 3 or 4 years now to promote, talk sports, of course, but promote some of the nonprofits from the United Way of Carter County, Elizabethton, and Johnson County, and Washington County. So we'll have all those folks in tomorrow talking to them and talking sports. 6:45, T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone football tonight. Joseph Taylor, London Taylor, yours truly will bring it to you. See them. Video and audio. We'll have our camera ready to go to capture the season opener. The Fighting Cyclones of T.A. Duggar Middle School. See them. Thanks for watching show number 2552 from Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabethton. Back at 6:45 for T.A. Duggar football. See you then. So long from Lingerfield.